Hello, welcome. Today is September 9th, 2025, and I'm here to do our weekly readings. So let's begin. If you're wearing headphones, please lower the volume. I welcome in my spirit guides and holy angels, highest and greatest good. I welcome messages of love and light that bring healing and love to all. Please bless this reading. Thank you. All right, guys. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get straight into the reading. Okay, so for today, I would like to use my tarot visions and then also messages from Scorpio Moon. I brought out my Enzo cards. We'll see how that comes into play, if I'm going to use that or not. And then, last but not least, I'd like to use the Akashic Tarot. And this one is created by Sharon and Klinger. Oh, and also Sandra and Taylor. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So, Spirit and Holy Angels, can you please bring forth the collective energies for this week from our divine counterpart? Thank you, Spirit. What is the energy that we all need to know that will be helpful for the collective for the week of September 9th, 2025? What is the energy that wants to come through? Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so we have her. So every time when I see this particular card, I really feel as if, yes, there's this good feeling, but also there could be ego at play. If you can see this gentleman, like he's riding his high horse, he's looking good, he's won an award. Good for him, right? Like he deserves it. Um, let's see. Yeah, so masculines here, they're not feeling very good. We have here to start and reverse. So even though that they're putting on airs like everything is good, so let's say that on social media they're portraying that they're looking good, they're feeling good, they look like they're happy, but deep down inside they're feeling hopeless. They're feeling um they're feeling kind of down, and I see the Wheel of Fortune. So something is going to change for this masculine to have a new beginning. Okay. When it comes to the third party. So there could be some sort of argument or fighting between the masculine and the karmic. And that is some things that are coming up is that the masculine feels that they are not feeling adequate when it comes to the karmic. Okay. Um, so it almost pushes this masculine to go in a different direction, to feel really good. So this to me is a red flag. And the reason why is because has the masculine face their shadows? Okay. Did they do their shadow work? If they're riding their high horse, acting as if everything is good, when clearly the whole situation with the karmic isn't, because of the karmic situation, it's actually giving the masculines a chance to have like a new beginning. And I want to say possibly with the divine feminine. And so masculines, they're thinking about the past. They really want to change like their life. Okay. And so for some who is watching this, your person will be coming back. Okay, they're coming back because the thing didn't work out with the karmic. And so maybe they feel good with you. Maybe you have put them on that pedestal. Whereas I feel that the karmic, um they about had it. So I want to, put like a warning flag. I feel that this is a test. How do you feel? Like, are you going to set some limits? Are you going to set some boundaries? Because I see with the karmic is really demanding of the divine masculine, and all they want to do is let go. Okay, so they're trying to let go. Karmic is placing demands on the masculines that forces the masculine to go in a different direction, and I really feel like that's towards my divine feminine. Feminine, you have a decision whether or not you're going to take your masculine back. Okay, at least that's what it seems like. But I don't know. I just feel like they're not in a good place. So just be cautious, okay, guys? I mean, this is big. This is a big change. Really see if your person shows up and come with authenticity. There's a lot of stress. Your person isn't happy, and they are in a mood. Okay, they're in a mood because they're trying to overcome a difficult situation, and yeah, so they're healing from their past. They're looking for forgiveness. Like, it shouldn't come easy for the masculine. Like, they should really show up towards the feminine that they're being sincere about their return back towards you. Okay. That's all I have to say about that. So let's see. So I see here that the masculines, okay, they have everything. We have here Nine of Cups. Okay, however, they're not putting any effort to get to the 10. So they're good, like maybe being single or just, doing them. However, there's a lot of fear about taking it to like the ultimate next level. And I feel that that is with the feminine. Now, what I'm feeling is that if your person, um, like they're good about like putting on a show or showing affection towards the feminine. What are their long term goals? I mean, are they thinking about marriage, or are they thinking about like being with you for the rest of their life? Those are some questions that I think should be addressed by the feminine, because I clearly see that they're happy enough with what they have. That's why they're not putting any effort to get the last cup. The reason is because they're afraid. They're afraid of being completely happy to the point where they have no control over their feelings. Okay. So, how do they feel? Yeah, they feel fake. They feel that this person, they show up and then they leave. They're always kind of going in and out of your life. They see that the feminine is deeply committed while the masculine is like flighty. Like, they come, they go whenever they please. So they don't feel completely authentic. So, what is it that they want to do? Okay, so if your person is in a marriage or in a relationship or a situation, they are trying to end it. Okay, they could be going through financial loss, hence, I see that they're working a lot. So they're working. It's been a long time, especially if your person has been with them for 7 to 8 years. Okay, or you guys have been in separation for 7 to 8 years. I feel like by the 10th year, okay, between now and 2 more years, like there's going to be like a financial dip in their social standings. That's why they're stalling. They're not making an offer because they don't really know where they're at, with their sense of stability. They're kind of up in the air, but they're trying to get illumination. They're trying to get some sort of insight or some clear idea of how to get to the 10 of Pentacles. So I really feel like they have to put a closure or an ending towards something before they can work on something new. And I feel like it's going to be 2 more years for some of my people who are watching this, okay? Um, so look, we have the Two of Pentacles here. So I'm not gonna lie, in the next few years, like things are gonna be a little bit choppy. They're gonna be like a little all over the place. Um, they could come off as playing mind games with you, like acting as if, they want you, but they're being shady or flaky and just giving enough, like really afraid of being in like wanting to offer a total commitment coming from them, because at this point they really don't know if they can offer it to you. Yeah, so if they have cheated on their person, the question here is, are they in a place where they can fully commit to you? Because I see that if they have done it before, they could do it again. And they're in this state of vulnerability. Okay. They don't know what to do. I'm not saying that they're going to be cheating on my feminine over here, but if they're in another relationship, then yeah, they are cheating. I'm not saying that that's a really good energy. It's nothing to really be proud of. But I see that their thoughts and their ideas, again, for the next 2 years, or this has been them for the past 2 years. So take it as it resonates. Like they've been juggling, going back and forth, not really being clear to the divine feminine, acting like childish in a way, like showing up and not 100%. So is this like a regressed divine masculine? So yeah, they could come off as being rude, and they could come off as being cold. Why? Because they're having a moment. So I think I said this in a previous reading. I don't know if it was, I think it was 2 readings ago. I think I brought it up. If the masculines are not in a state of where they can offer you 100% of their time, other than like the mundane stuff that they have to do, like go to work or whatever that they have to do on a daily basis, like, there's some sort of revelation that is coming towards this particular masculine, that the reasons why they're coming off being a certain way, okay? um I feel that it's the anxiety with the moon. Now we just had a lunar eclipse, okay? So what's being shown to this masculine is that they have a lot of fear of letting go of the past, okay? And they're not really putting very much effort into the situation with my divine feminine, because they're in a good space. And why would they rock the boat if they're okay? And I know it seems a little bit selfish, but that's what it seems like. It's like they have everything. They could have it all, but they're not choosing to have everything because they're good wherever they're at. Okay. So it's like, for my feminines, if this is resonating with you, it's like everything is checking out, but there's still like that last bit where they're not fully committed to this relationship. Okay? Like they haven't told you that they want to be with you for the rest of their life. They're still like, having an open relationship is what I'm feeling, where it can go in any direction. Oh, so they're really sad. So they really, there's a little doubt that is bothering them or in the back of their mind about what to do. Okay, I really feel that this person needs time. Now, we have another solar eclipse that's on the 21st of September. I'm like really curious, to see what happens at that point, because this week I feel like your person is assessing, um, really thinking about what is their next steps. They're not ready to make a final offer. They're not. Um, being 100% towards the connection with the feminine. I really feel it's absolutely necessary for this person to take time for themselves rather than, taking pleasure or whatever with other people just to, take up their space and time for the time being. And honestly, if they're involved with a karmic situation, I'm hearing that they're having arguments and they're not in a good space. So it's not like, they're having a grand old time, with me, myself, and I. There's an underlying sadness to this person because they're not completely happy. That's the reason why they have the 9 of cups. They have everything, but there's that one thing that's missing, and they're afraid that that is the feminine, because of their trauma, because of their past relationships. So it's going to take time for this masculine to really truly process how they really feel about themselves, and also the divine feminine, and if they can give the divine feminine what they would like, because people have like different opinions, and if you don't have that heart to heart discussion with your person about what they really want, then at this point you're just making assumptions, like your assumptions, not knowing exactly what is on their mind. Okay, because you would be like really surprised that if you ask the question to the other person, maybe there's an answer that comes out that you did not expect or did not account for, or you had no idea that your person was actually feeling like that, because you guys never had the heart to heart discussion to openly talk about feelings, or future plans, or whatnot. So that's what I'm seeing here. So let's see. Spirit, what messages want to come through from the divine masculine? What are the messages that want to come through? Okay. Yeah, you make me happy. So, I mean, you do make them happy, and no one feels the same way you do, and you are special to me. I just want you to know that. So, I mean, these are all nice words, right? Like, you're very special, you make them happy. There is no one that makes them feel like the way you do, but what can they do, right? I really feel like the feelings are there. Okay, there is no question of a doubt that the feelings are there, the true feelings. However, how does your person feel about taking it to the next level? Are they ready for a full on commitment? And I would say they need time. Okay, they're still trying to process the physical, um, aspect of the relationship between you and them. So let's see here. This week, I don't think I'll be pulling from this, but actually, you know what? Yeah, let me just pull a few and see what comes through. Spirit, can you please clarify the feelings of this divine masculine? Yeah, so look, we have your happiness, and they're in a neutral position, and we saw in the tarot that they weren't really happy. Let's see, is there any other clarification on how this masculine currently feels? How do they feel? How does this masculine feel? Yeah, they need self love. Okay. They do love you. That's another confirmation coming from this divine counterpart. And then, okay, we have ignorance, avidya, and then also spring, new ideas, inspiration, birth, and it's in reverse. So they're not ready to work on that new idea because of ignorance. Okay, so when I mean by ignorance is that they don't have the know-how to have this new beginning yet because they need to practice self-love. Okay, why? They're not happy, they're still like in a neutral position. So if they're not completely happy with themselves, then they really cannot offer happiness with the feminine. Okay? That's how that works. So let's see here. Um, let's go ahead and pull a message from the Akashic Tarot. Spirit, what is the advice or guidance that you have for the collective? What is the advice? What is the advice? Okay, we have Four of Keys, clearing the way. It came up in reverse, so let's see what this says. Okay, it says, the way is being cleared. An obstruction you thought would be daunting can easily and quickly dispatched. Even some external events or other people may help to ease the situation and open the way. And either event celebrate. You will soon be free to take the steps you once thought were blocked. So, do you see? I mean, I really feel like this is divine timing. And if you felt like, oh, well, masculine will never leave the karmic. I really feel like if you're in that situation, if you're watching this reading and you feel like it resonates with your situation and you thought that you will never see the day where the masculine will leave the karmic, I I see it. Okay? You just have to be patient, and I know that that's another word that people don't like. And then the Akashic force here, it says, with a deep breath, fill yourself with strength, force, and love that help you move any obstacle that blocks your path. Feel the love and power growing, gently moving through anything within and around you and freeing you completely. So, free yourself from any kind of negative thought that this masculine, they won't, come forward and stuff. You have to give them time. It may not happen this week, right? But it's like the initiation. I saw 2 years, and I know that that's a long time. For some, it's already been going on. For others, it's like the beginning, or, for other people, it already had started and you're on your way to that 2 year mark, right? Um, but I really feel like for this particular channeling, it's really for those who have been in the situation for a long time. I want to say anywhere between 6 to 10 years. Okay, um, where your person was stuck in another situation. They're finally freeing themselves. They're tired of the toxic back talk coming from the karmic. And even though that the feminine has always been supportive, you're also kind of tired of the masculine's energy not being able to give completely to you, right? So they're almost at that point. They need to practice self love. They're not happy right now. So try not to have expectations on your person of when they're going to, make that offer. When the timing is right, that is when. Okay, so I hope that that was helpful. Let me know. Thank you all for watching. And if you like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so at www.scorpiomoonintuition.com. You can also follow me on IG as Scorpio Moon Intuition. I hope y'all have a lovely day, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.